Well, at least the player won. Goodness gracious, this kingdom. This is horrible. Oh no. So we have Groom with both gardens and cemetery. Are there any other cards you click this entire game? Could consider opening Church instead of double Groom. Maybe that's better. So we're just gonna click Groom, click Gardens, click Cemetery in some order. I have to consider, like, I can borrow to open double Groom. That will likely involve me having to borrow twice, though, given this hand. And maybe that's just not worth it. Maybe Church is better. Like Church Groom. I think it sounds better. And now, how does Groom Gardens versus Groom Cemetery stack up? The gardens are probably worth more points, but the cemetery is probably faster. I kind of suspect that Groom Cemetery should win on account of you'll play more Grooms sooner before the Gardens thing really has a chance to do its thing. Obviously, like, you could mix and match them a bit, but the full benefit of the cemetery part comes from trashing your starting cards, which then kind of nerfs the Gardens part a bit. And so it doesn't make that much sense to do like a bunch of both. I certainly don't see any incentive to build here. I mean, there's like Wild Hunt things, but that just takes too long, given that there's no possible way to gain multiple 5-cost cards per turn. How many cards does Groom plus Gardens usually end up with? Something in the 30s, probably? If contested at the very least, probably in the 30s. So the Gardens are worth 3, most likely, compared to 2 for Cemetery. So they're worth more points. I think I'm going to go for the trash, especially just given that I'm in this line as a result of the Church Open. I think I'm going to go for trashing, because the Church will aid with that. I think if I had the 4-3, I would much more strongly consider just opening double Groom, and then maybe you skip out on Cemetery entirely and just go straight for Gardens. I think on the 3-4, that just looks a lot more awkward, though. I'm not sure if Tracer's thinking hard about this kingdom, or if he's not just back from his be right back. This is the dark underside of Groom. It's such a pleasant card in Engines. You get to gain a lot of extra stuff at very little cost to your deck's tempo. But then any victory card shows up in the $4 range, and all of a sudden you've got this mad dash to victory cards in your hands that is somewhat unpleasant in nature. Yeah, so he has the 4. That's definitely better. 4-3 for double Groom just seems better than anything I can do on 3-4. I don't think I buy anything here. Did I? Oh no! Oh, I'm so dead. He's got 3 Grooms. Meanwhile, I am bottom decking my Groom. I'm even player 1. I feel like player 1 should have an enormous advantage here, and I don't. I don't think I care about the Ghost. I would love to have gotten the Ghost off of Haunted Mirror and the Ghost and Groom, but I don't think I'm going to be able to. Or maybe I can Groom for another Groom here. I don't know if that's better. Like the upside of grooming for Groom is I could also borrow and get another Groom. But then next turn, I'm more likely to bottom deck the Groom, and also if I do Groom for Cemetery the following turn, I'm less likely to have a lot of cards to trash. I think I'm just going to trash now. In any case, I certainly just don't like these shuffles. The 3-4 is bad. The bottom decking Groom was really bad. Frogging Groom is weird. Why not just take a green card? That doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, I'm just lost though. he's gonna win the split on Groom 6-4, I think. In which case, what do I do? I just lose. That's the answer. I'm just gonna lose. Surely you buy Groom here. Yeah, I don't see what else you could possibly be contemplating. And we're just gonna take more cemeteries. See if maybe I can't come back by just taking cemeteries faster than he can take gardens. And I can contest the gardens as well. I'm not even sure it's worth it for me. Is my deck gonna have more than 20 cards in it? I'll stick with the cemeteries for now. It doesn't matter. That turn 3 shuffle. Actually, I mean, the turn 1 shuffle as well was also a huge difference. I think I was pretty lost from the get-go. It's possible Gardens is better than Cemetery. I really can't say. I think I can say with some confidence that either would be losing from my position. Should I trash the estate? You know, I haven't really thought about that, but maybe. I think I will. I can buy a peddler. That's kind of cute. Look at this hand. I mean, my deck, all it has is 4 Grims and like nothing else of value in it. This would have been a win, actually, if I had top decked rather than bottom decked all my Grooms. It still could be. I'd just have to not bottom deck any of my 4 Grooms. No, actually, this is definitely a win. This is a win. I was not anticipating winning this game, not by any stretch. Yeah, maybe the cemetery thing was just enough better than Gardens that I managed to play my 4 Grims more than he played his 6. I mean, also on player 1. That's got to be huge in a 10-turn game. The player 1 advantage is probably pretty big as well. But I was not expecting to win that. GG to you, Tracer.